As you can tell, I'm starting this late in the day, but I finally got my Civic back. It's been ages. It's been at my brother's house. I finally went and stole it. As you can tell, it is not good. I drove it home last night with the throttle cable. I had about 30% travel on it. Like it was, the pedal, like it had this much play. It was awful. Managed to get it home, but on the way, third gear decided it would be a little goofy, and it just exploded. Third gear is gone. So now I'm in the middle, popping these CVs out. Tie rod's easy, axle nut easy. This was a pain in the butt. That just keeps spinning over and over. Managed to get it out. Now on the second side, just rinse and repeat. We'll get that out. But yeah, I need a gearbox. Funnily enough, I found this car on the side of the road and I just stole it. I yoinked it. It's fine. Now it's mine. I yoinked this. There's a big gaping hole. That is what that is. That looks level, I think. Maybe. This is fine. This is just my parts car. I was ripping this part. I'm gonna steal the disc brakes from the back of here. This is a CXI. It's the base model. It's got rear drum brakes, but I'm gonna change those out with these ones here. I do have another pair. They've been sitting here for absolutely ages. I think I might just clean them up and probably sell them or keep them for another project another day. I don't know. But managed to pull this out of a 2000? I actually got no idea what year this is. It's on the front. Yeah, 2000 Civic. So it had like 300,000 Ks. It is a GLI. So it does have that handy tacho, which my car doesn't. You probably can't see that, it's too dark. But I'm gonna yoink that out, chuck it in here. This is base model everything. It's pretty plain, but that's what I love about it. It's just simple, it's easy. The gearbox actually looks pretty clean. Keen to shove it in. It shouldn't be too hard. I've done this job before. Pretty easy. I'm gonna need replace this throwout bearing. It's it's just old. Pretty simple stuff, but yeah, we'll get to undoing this side and then we can get started on the top. As you can see, we are done taking apart pretty much all the suspension work. You see the CVs out there. Done them to the other side. Was a pretty easy job actually. It wasn't that hard. It's only like 8 o'clock, but I'm going to pick this back up tomorrow. Underside's done. Next is the top. It's pretty easy. Jump out that airbox, a few cords, bits and bobs. Get that. Oh my goodness, that is rusty. That thing was new not that long ago. Right. Yeah, unplug the clutch and everything. A few lines in the way, but gearbox coming tomorrow. This is now the next day. I went ahead and finished off the underside, but both these CVs out. I went ahead and took the airbox off, so now we are ready to finish disconnecting everything up top. So what's left, we just got to take off these clutch lines, then we'll take a few electronics. We got a few grounds and pipes in the way, but disconnect these and then we'll be ready to start zipping out these bell housing bolts and then get ready to drop. Alright, I've gone ahead and I've finished pulling out all the bell housing bolts. I've disconnected practically everything. The only thing left holding this thing on is this last engine mount. I've got transmission supported underneath. I've also got the engine supported so it doesn't sag when I pull this thing off. So we'll strap the GoPro on and get this thing out. if you're seeing the massive hole in my engine bay, that means I got it out. I don't know if you saw by the footage, I was literally just trying to use my jack and my leg as a support. I managed to get it out fine. I did take the shift linkage with it, because if you're a Honda guy, you know this pin, it's just a pain in the ass to get out. I couldn't even be stuffed. I just take the whole linkage with it, because did it on this one as well. It's just a waste of time. It was a bit sketchy trying to get it out. It's probably going to be worse trying to get one back in. I don't have any other help, so I guess we'll see. There's reasonable room in here. It's not too squishy to try and shove that back in. Just got to go from the bottom up. Hardest part would be trying to align into there. It's going to be a pain, but should be reasonably easy. I guess we'll see how we go. All right, look, it's under the car. I managed to shove it. It did hit this a bunch, but hey, look, it's fine. I'll be honest, I don't have a plan from here on out. I have no idea what I'm gonna do. I think I might try and get the jack underneath, if I can manage to lift it up somehow. And then, yeah, I'll try and jack it up. I'm gonna have to somehow balance it until I can align the spline into there. That is gonna be the hardest thing. The moment I do that, I need to whiz some bolts on real quick so it doesn't fall apart. I did transfer the starter motor over because it was on this one. Listen, man, wish me luck. I don't have a clue. I don't have a clue what I'm gonna do. It should be fine, maybe. We'll see. Alright, man, I am battling for my life right here. I've managed to get it up on the jack. It's very sketch. Don't look at that. It's barely holding on there. I think if I just pump it up a little bit more, I'll almost be in line. Holy cow, I'm sweating, dude. Yeah, it almost fell off once and crushed my fingers, which is, yeah, not ideal, but I think we've passed the struggle of getting it on. I think we can do it. So, a bit more to go. We'll see. Alright, it is now a few days later, unfortunately. But look at that. It is back in. I ran into a few complications. The speed sensor actually has a different plug to the new gearbox. So I've cut the old one off and I need to find some solder and put this in. Apart from that, the side mount decided to break. Just completely wore out, and that's what you get for, you know, a 23-year-old car. It's expected that things will break. Aside from that, it's pretty much in. Apart from this little plug and this side mount, once I fix those things and hook up the starter motor, we'll just throw the suspension work back together and we're done. And yeah, that's just pretty much where we're at. So I'll probably pick this up in the morning. I'll probably have to go buy some solder because I don't think I actually have any. But we're getting close. We are almost there. Alright, it is now the next morning. Quite a lot of work has been done. I ran over to Super Cheap. They didn't actually have any solder with them. So what I did is I went ahead and grabbed what they call waterproof butt splice joiners. And then I went ahead and wired that new plug on. So that is all good to go. It's got a speed sensor. I've connected all the grounds. Starter motor is completely hooked up. I went ahead and I just bled the clutch, so that's nice and ready. Now I have this engine mount. That is what is left of it. It is completely destroyed. Luckily I had this one spare, which I just took off this car over here. So I'm going to do is throw that on. Then it's time for the airbox. Then we'll get ahead and do the suspension work, and then we're pretty much ready to run. So I'm just going to skip ahead and pretty much do all of that, and then we'll get ready for our first drive with this gearbox. Alright, we are finally done. This took like 3 times as long as I thought it would. yeah, it's hard to do it with one man. I only have one set of hands, unfortunately. With the help of that, I could support the gearbox by the rear. But yeah, it's all together. It is finally finished. That is pretty much the maintenance side of this car. So next we are getting ready for some upgrades. Our major upgrade will be coming out of the back of this car here. I'm going to take the rear disc brake assembly from here and we'll throw it up in here. And then, as you can see, got some holes cut out in this bumper. I got some fog lights on the way. They should be here in the next week or so. And I've also got front lip. From there, I'm going to look at getting some wheels. I am looking at some work equip 03s, the bronze ones. They seem to be the ones that, personal opinion, would go well this color. Obviously, the front end is black. Rest of the car is green, so that is another thing we're going to work on. I'm probably going to try and respray the front myself, and then save up for probably a professional job, as you know, obviously I'm in a shed. I don't have any proper equipment. We'll see how it goes, but yeah, so that is the plan. That'll probably be the next video, running the rear trailing arms out of there, throwing them in this car. So yeah, until then.